The peace be upon you, my students. Good morning, grade 6. Today we will complete our lesson from branch geometry, lesson 5 from unit 3. Its title, the volume of the cube. The volume of the cube. The cube is a solid in which has 12 edges and 8 vertices and 6 faces. Again, as we know that the cube has 12 edges and 8 vertices and 6 faces. Okay, all edges of this cube are equal in length. Okay, and the 6 faces of this cube are equal in area. Okay, all edges are equal in length and each face is a square. Again, the cube has 12 edges, all edges are equal in length. Okay, and the cube has 6 faces, each face in the shape of square, and the 6 faces are equal in area. All faces are congruent again. Okay, since the cube is of equal dimensions and it is a special case of the cuboid. Again, this means that the cube is a special case of the cuboid, but its dimension equal in length. But in the cuboid, the dimension of the cuboid are not equal in length. Okay, so length equal width equal height equal called edge length. Okay, so again, the cube is a special case of the cuboid. The cuboid, its dimension not equal in length, but the dimensions in the cube are equal in length. The 3 dimensions called edge length. Okay, this is the shape of the cuboid. Cuboid has 3 dimension length and width and height. In the cube, the 3 dimension length, width, height are equal in length, called edge length. I suppose it by the symbol S. Okay, so the cube is a special case of the cuboid, has 6 faces, are congruent and equal in area, has 12 edges, are equal in length, and its dimension, length and width and height are equal in length, called S. Okay. Secondly, we will talk about the volume of the cube. As we know that the volume of the cuboid equal length time width time height. In the cube, is different because the length and width and height are equal. So length times width times height are equal. This means that side times side times side. This means that the edge length, which is called S, the edge length times itself times itself. Again, volume of a cube equals edge length times itself times itself equals S times S times S. Okay. For example, example number 1, he gave me calculate the volume of a cube of edge length 6 cm. He gave me edge length. What's the meaning of edge length? Edge length called S. S equal 6 cm. As we know that the rule of the volume of cube equal S times S times S. This means that I will replace S with 6 cm. 6 times 6 times 6, it will give me 216. The solution, firstly, the rule of volume of the cube equal edge length times itself, or edge length times edge length times edge length, or S times S times S, as you like. Okay, so equal 6 times 6 times 6 equal 216 centimeter cube. Okay, don't forget the unit of the volume. Okay, equal centimeter cube. Another example, example number 2. Calculate the volume of a cube if the perimeter of one base or the perimeter of one of its faces is 16 centimeter. Always, if he give you the perimeter of one of faces of the cube, you must divide this perimeter by 4 to get the edge length, which equals. Okay, again, in the cube, always if he give me the perimeter of one face, I divided its perimeter by 4 to get the edge length. Again, if he give me the perimeter of one face of a cube, I divided the perimeter by 4 to get the edge length, because I know that the perimeter of face which represent the square, as we know that each face of the cube in the shape of square, so the perimeter of the square equal s times 4, so I will divide it by 4 to get the length of edge, which equal s. Okay, so we will divide the perimeter by 4 to get s. Solution: firstly, each length of this cube equals 16, which equals the perimeter of the face of this cube, divided by 4, it will give me 4 centimeter. He required for me to get the volume of the cube. As we know that the volume of the cube equal s times s. As we know that we get this length of the edge, which equals 4 centimeter, multiplied 4 by 4 by 4, it will give me 64 centimeter. Okay, the volume of the cube equal 4 times 4 times 4 equals 64 centimeter cube. Again, in exercise of the cube, if you give me the perimeter of one face of the cube, I divided this perimeter by 4 to get s, to get the length of the edge, which equals 16 divided 4 equal 4. This means that s equal 4. As we know that the rule of the volume of the cube equal s times s equals 64 centimeter cube. Another example, example number 3. A metallic cube of edge length 20. You give me edge length 20. This means that s equal 20 centimeter. Was melted and changed into a cuboid of base dimensions 25 centimeter and 20 centimeter. Find the height of the cuboid. Again, he give me a cube in the shape of metallic. Okay, metallic cube of edge length equal 20. He took this metallic cube and melted it to form a cuboid. This means that the volume of the metallic cube it changed? No. Again, if I melted this metal cube to form another shape, this means that, or another solid, this means that the volume doesn't change. Okay? This means that the volume of the cube equals the volume of the cuboid. He gave me the edge length of the cube, which equals 20 centimeter. Okay? And he gave me the dimensions of the cuboid equal 25 and 20. He don't give me the height. Okay, so he required for me to get the height of this cuboid. Firstly, I will get the volume of the cube, which equals the volume of the cuboid. 20 times 20, as we know that the volume of the cube. Solution: volume of the cube equal volume of the cuboid, because the melted of this metallic cube doesn't change the volume of this cube. Okay, this means that volume of the cube equal volume of cuboid. Volume of the cube, metallic cube, equal 20 times 20 times 20, because s equal 20 equal 8,000 centimeter cube. 8,000 centimeter cube, it is the volume of the cuboid also. Okay, so I know that the volume of the cuboid equal length times width times height. So to get the height from the triangle rule, height equal volume divided length times width. Length equal 25 and width equal 20, so the height equal 8,000, which represented the volume of the metallic cube, which equal volume of the cuboid, divided by length times width, 25 times 20, which equal in calculator 16 centimeter. Again, he gave me a metallic cube. He melted the metallic cube into to form another shape or another solid into a cuboid. This means that the volume of the cube before melted equals the volume of the cuboid after melted. Okay, so the volume of cube equals the volume of the cuboid. So if I get the volume of the cube, it will represent the volume of cuboid. Volume of cube equal 20 times 20 times 20, because the edge length equal 20 equal 8,000. So 8,000 is the volume of cuboid. As we know that rule of volume of cuboid equal length times width times height. He required for me to get the height. I will divide the volume by length times width. Okay, 8,000 divided by 20 times 25. Using calculator, it will give me 16 centimeter. Okay, another example. Example number 4. An ingot of silver in the shape of cube, with side length 50 centimeter, was melted and divided into small cubes. Again, he gave me an ingot of silver in the shape of a cube with side length 50 centimeter. This means that I have a cube its edge length 50 centimeter. S equal 50 centimeter. He melted it, okay, into a small cubes, okay. The greater cube, which is called ingot of silver, melted to shape a small cubes, okay, melted into small cubes, okay, melted and divided into small cubes. The edge length of the small cube equal 5 centimeter. Find the number of small cubes. Give me your attention. If he required from me to get the number of small cubes or small packets, if he required from me generally number of something, I will divide the greater volume by the smallest volume. Again, in the volumes, in generally volumes, if he required from me to get the number of small cubes, small packets, any number of any small items, this means that I will divide the greater volume by the smallest volume. Greater volume, what's the greater volume? Greater volume of the cube, okay, the origin and ingot of silver, okay, with edge length 50, okay. The volume of the ingot of silver, I will get it by the rule of the cube. Volume of the cube equal side times side times side, so it will be 50 times 50 times 50 equal 125,000 centimeter cube, okay, 125,000 centimeter cube. This is the volume of the greater cube or the greater volume. Secondly, I will get the volume of each small cube, okay. Edge length of each small cube equal 5 centimeters, so the volume equal 5 times 5 times 5 equal 125. By dividing the greater volume by the smallest volume, it will give me the number of the small cubes. So number of the small cubes equal 125,000 by 125. Volume of the silver divided by volume of the small cube, it will give me number of the small cubes equal 1,000 cubes, okay. Example number 5. Aquarium of fish made of glass is in the shape of a cube with a lid. If the inner edge length of aquarium is 30 centimeter and the thickness of the glass 1 centimeter, find the volume of this glass. Again, he gave me aquarium made of glass. As we know that the glass has a thickness, okay. This thickness equal 1 centimeter and the inner edge length of the cube equal 30. So I must have outer edge length. So outer edge length I will add it the thickness 1 centimeter, the thickness from both two sides. In the opposite figure, he gave me the glass in the shape of cube. As we know that the inner edge length equals 30, so I will add 1 from the right side and the left side. 1 plus 1 equal 2, so I will add it 2 plus 30, the inner edge length, to give me the outer edge length equals 32, okay. Again, firstly, the inner edge length different than the outer edge length. The outer edge length greater than the inner. So how can I get the outer edge length? I will add the thickness. Length of thickness equal 1 centimeter. The thickness from the both side, from the right and the left. Okay. So I will add it 2 to 30. 30 plus 2 equals 32. So solution. Because of the thickness of the glass is 1 centimeter, then to find the outer edge length of the aquarium, we must add it 2 centimeter because I have 1 centimeter from the right side of the cube and 1 centimeter from the left side. Okay, so 1 plus 1 equal 2. So I will add it 30 plus 2 equals 32. So now I know the inner edge length and the outer edge length. He required from me to get the volume of the glass. Okay, again, the material which this glass made of, or the cube made of. Okay, again, he required for me to get the volume of the glass. Firstly, I must know the volume, the inner volume and the outer volume by using the inner edge length and the outer edge length. Firstly, I will get the volume of the outer cube. The outer cube edge length is the outer edge length equal 32. 32 times 32 times 32 by using calculator will give me 32,760 centimeter cube. Again, I will get the volume of the outer cube by using the outer edge length. Outer edge length, which equals 32 because I added the thickness of the glass. It will give me 32 times 32 times 32 equals 32,768 centimeter cube. Secondly, I must get the volume of the inner cube. Volume of the inner cube, okay, with the inner edge length, which equals 30 centimeters. So I will get the volume of the inner cube equal by using the inner edge length 30 times 30 times 30 because I work on the volume of the cube, which equals s times s times s. Inner edge length equals 30 times 30 equal 27,000 centimeter cube. Okay. By subtracting the outer volume from the inner volume, I will get the volume of this glass. Again, by subtracting the outer volume from the inner volume, I will get the volume of the glass. Okay. Volume of the glass equal 32,768 minus 27,000. It will give me 5,768 centimeter cube. Again, he gave me aquarium made of glass. He wanted from me required from me to get the volume of this glass. Firstly, I must know the inner volume and the outer volume and subtracting the outer from the inner. So I must know the inner edge length and the outer edge length. Firstly, he gave me the inner edge length equals 30, but he gave me the thickness of this glass. The thickness of this glass is the key of the solution of this exercise. I must add 1 centimeter, which represents the thickness, to the inner edge length. But I have thickness from left and right sides. Okay, so I will add 2, not 1. Because I have thickness from right side and the left side, so I will add 2 plus 30, which equal inner edge length. So it will give me 32. So 32 is the outer edge length. Okay, I will use 30 and 32. 30 to get the volume of the inner cube, and 32 to get the outer volume. Okay, outer volume equals 32,768, and the inner volume equals 27,000 centimeter cube. By subtracting the outer volume from the inner volume, it will give me the volume of this glass equal 5,768 centimeter cube. I wish you understand this lesson. Thanks for everybody. Thank you very much.